SpaceX, the company that has changed the world time and time again, exceeding boundaries and expectations. Spearheaded by billionaire entrepreneur Elon Musk, SpaceX has been leading the way for the future of spaceflight for nearly a decade. But what makes SpaceX so successful? Why is it so different from all other companies in the field? Whether you're interested in exploring brave new worlds or building a successful company of your own, having a strong understanding of where SpaceX came from and its differentiating factors is an absolute must. Anyone who wants to be a part of humanity's future in space needs to hear this story. So that's exactly what we're going to do today. Let's take a look at how the company has evolved over the years, from humble beginnings to new horizons. There's a lot to cover, so let's jump right in. This is what makes SpaceX truly different. To really understand where this giant name in the field of spaceflight began, we need to first familiarize ourselves with its most important figure, a man who really needs no introduction.
I think we're at the dawn of a new era, and I think it's going to be very exciting. What we're hoping to do with SpaceX is to push the envelope and provide a reason for people to be excited and inspired to be human.
Born to a South African father and Canadian mother, Elon Musk showed talent for computers and science from an early age. One of the most successful internet entrepreneurs, he, of course, gained international notoriety from his work as the co-founder of PayPal. Despite the warnings of skeptics, he went on to prove all of them wrong, with possibly the most game-changing automotive company in history. Over the years, the amount of scientific and technological fields Elon Musk has influenced is staggering. Blockchain, artificial intelligence, alternative forms of energy, environmental protection, even biological cybernetic enhancements. But perhaps the most important area he's helped reinvent is designing, manufacturing, and launching the world's most advanced rockets and spacecraft. Founded in 2012, SpaceX has been the key to the most recent and important developments in manned spaceflight and the future of multiplanetary expansion. Leadership style plays a huge role in the success of SpaceX as a company. By leading by example, Elon Musk instills enthusiasm in his employees and the public, which is contributing to SpaceX's continued success.
He works, he's leading from the front. He's always out there.
He's really the most driven person I think I've ever met.
When your boss is working 16-hour days and sleeping in his cubicle, constantly running back and forth, it sets an example for the employees. Suddenly, everyone is going above and beyond because their boss is going above and beyond. From the very beginning, that's how Elon Musk has been leading the charge at SpaceX. He famously started the company trying to develop his own rocket technology by attempting to purchase intercontinental ballistic missiles from Russia not once, but 3 times.
And I tried to buy some ICBMs in Russia to do this, and ultimately came to the conclusion that that there's actually plenty of will to go beyond Earth, but there needs to be a way. Essentially, NASA needs to have more affordable rockets. That we need to increase the pace of innovation in space. And so if we can give NASA another horse in the stable that is moving faster and cost less and is more innovative, then that would be a way to accelerate progress in space. So I love NASA and always have and always will.
It's a common misconception that SpaceX is a rival or replacement for NASA. The truth is, in every possible way, the opposite.
Apollo 11 landing on the moon was probably the most inspiring thing in history. It certainly inspired me. I'm not sure SpaceX would exist if not for Apollo 11.
Musk has always been a huge supporter of NASA, and he's a massive fan of the inspiring breakthroughs it's been a part of in the past. In fact, his initial efforts were purely philanthropic in nature, trying desperately to revitalize NASA so that human beings could actually get back into space exploration.
Sure. Well, this actually could be quite a long story, but basically the whole reason I started SpaceX was actually to try to increase NASA's budget. Or at least the way I got interested in space was I was trying to figure out why we had not gone to Mars, and then I thought, well, maybe we need to reignite public excitement in Mars. So I initially started off with the idea of doing this like philanthropic mission to send a small greenhouse to Mars, to get the public excited about sending life to Mars. And if we got the public excited, then they would tell their representatives in Congress and to increase NASA's budget. That was the goal, but I was no action. It was meant to be a philanthropic thing.
And therein lies one of the big secrets to the success of SpaceX. In a field like aerospace engineering, the true goals can be lost in a sea of doubt and skepticism very easily. From the very beginning, SpaceX has always been completely based around idealistic principles and a philanthropic desire to create things for the betterment of mankind. Because the company's core values come from such a pure place, the desire to cut through the menial problems humanity faces becomes second nature. The attitude shifts to space exploration is so important to the core of who I am that I want to make it a reality.
Life has to be more than about solving problems. You know, if all that life is about is solving problems, why bother getting up in the morning? There have to be things that inspire you to, you know, that make you proud to be a member of humanity. And, you know, the Apollo program is certainly an example of that. It's only a handful of people went to the moon, and yet, actually, we all went to the moon. We went with them vicariously. We shared in that adventure. I don't think anyone would say that that was a bad idea. That was great. So, you know, we need more of those things. Or at least we need some of those things. And you know, even if someone's in a completely different industry and in a completely different walk of life, it's still something that's going to make you feel good about the world. And that's another reason why I think we should try to do these great things.
You look at the way people talk about SpaceX, and it's easy to see how profound of an impact the company is having on the collective psyche of the entire world. You'll see people young and old saying how inspired they are, how their goals are to escape Earth's atmosphere, to see Mars colonized in our lifetime, to work for these amazing companies, and to lead in the inspiring way Elon Musk does. People are excited to be living in this time, and that excitement has been the cause of real change.
We want this to be the dawn of a new era, where there's a rapid increase in innovation, where we're sending more and more people to orbit, that we're sending you know, both government and commercial passengers to orbit, astronauts to orbit, and generally opening up space for humanity. You know, the ultimate goal being that anyone who wants to go to orbit or the moon or maybe even Mars can go. It's like if you want to move there, you can. Like that's the ultimate goal.
In just the past year, we've seen human beings return to space in manned rocket launches. That's huge. And things are only going to get bigger. Major advancements in rocket reusability, launch port capability, intercontinental travel, Starlink, Dragon, Falcon, Starship, these are all paving the way for even more important and impressive innovations that will change the future of humanity. Thanks to SpaceX, the US no longer has to pay Russia $80 million to get our astronauts to the International Space Station. You know why? Because we can do it ourselves now. Secluded places now have internet access due to the Starlink program. Every achievement at SpaceX, from the biggest breakthroughs to the smallest of daily tasks, is contributing to something much bigger. I'll leave you with this.
If you look at things over a broad span of time, the things that are less important kind of fall away. And if you look at things from the broadest possible span of time as it relates to life itself, and the evolution of life has been, primitive life, I think, started around 3.5 to 3.8 billion years ago. And what are the important steps in the evolution of life? And obviously there was the advent of single-celled life, there was differentiation to plants and animals, there was life going from the oceans to land, there was mammals, consciousness, and I would argue also on that scale should fit life becoming multiplanetary.
Hey everybody, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe to BTC Pro for more. It really helps, and I really appreciate the support. Are you inspired by Elon Musk? Do you want to go to Mars someday? Let me know in the comments. Thanks again, everybody. See you soon.